Hey everyone, Jeff here, and as a thank you for listening to my show, I'd love to offer you a gift, completely free. I have a full PDF with tactics and insights for how I built amazing relationships that have skyrocketed my personal success. If this sounds like something you're looking for, all you have to do is click the link in the show notes below. Now, on to the show. Welcome back to another episode of Back to the Basics with Jeff Fenster. I'm so excited to have Enoch Lieu, a San Diego State student, here today. What's up, Enoch?
What's up, Jeff? How are you doing?
I'm good.
Nice
How are
to
you?
Meet you. You were actually really jacked right now. Like, how long did it take you before we start with the conversation? How long did it take you to develop that body mass in terms of muscle? Like, are you like very? Because you're like very lean right now. So I'm just wondering how long it took.
A constant effort of working out since I was in high school.
Yeah.
I focused a lot on weightlifting and staying in shape throughout high school, college, and as an adult, I'll be 40. So it's about staying healthy. You know, they say it's really hard to get in shape, so it's easier to stay in shape. So once you get there, you just kind of keep active, focus on what you eat a lot of Everbowl, live an unevolved lifestyle.
Yes. And did you working out, did that help you develop your brand today for Everbowl?
I think it was part of it. Health and wellness is very important to me.
Yeah.
Working out and eating right are the two foundational pillars of being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
The fuel we put on our bodies and making sure our bodies are able to perform.
Yeah.
Because when you don't feel good, you can't focus on your career. You can't focus on being a parent or a friend or a spouse or, all those other things. So health and wellness is the foundation. I definitely always make sure I take care of my body and I try to focus on what I eat. And I think that it's important.
Yeah, that's great. I think just having that good foundation is always so good to keep climbing the ladders. So one of the questions that I have is, there's a lot of college students probably watching this right now, and they want to know, okay, what are the 3 main tips that you would give a college student that wants to build a business out of nothing in this day and age?
Number 1, I would say they need to make sure that they are constantly working on relationship capital. And that means that they are making friends with as many people as they can, both above them, equal to them, and below them. And what I mean by that is people they aspire to be, their peers, and then people that aren't yet there. So if I was in college, I would make sure that I am looking at, if I'm a junior or sophomore or senior, I'm making sure I'm also communicating with the upcoming freshmen that want to get involved.
Yeah.
I want to make friends with all of my peers in my age.
Yeah.
I want to go outside of it to CEOs, CFOs, COOs, people who are doing the jobs in the organizations of the industry I'm looking for, and just be a sponge. So that'd be number 1. Number 2, fail. Try things. Don't be afraid. You're in college. Like, now's the time to try silly things, try companies, make fools of yourselves, get out into the world and say, hey, I know you're a freelance videographer and photographer. Like, go be a videographer everywhere. I would take video of things for companies that didn't even say yes. So if you like shoes, I would make videos of Nike and send them to Nike. You never know what's going to happen. I would send them to influencers and say, hey, I took some video of, Chris Cole skating and send it to Chris, right? And I did this cool mashup. And, 99% of it's going to go on deaf ears, but you never know if that 1% is going to happen. And it's also just going to give you the confidence to ask. And then the third one is be curious. I think what holds us back is we think we know everything at this age, but if I was in college today and I was going to start another, starting and wanted to build a company, learn everything you can. Ask so many questions. Don't sit in the back row of your classes, sit in the front row.
Yeah.
Yes, you're learning from professors, and maybe it's not exactly what you want to know, but go up to the professor afterwards and say, hey, I love this about class. Is there people in the workforce that that might be able to give me a real-world example of this?
Yeah.
I want to understand, because knowledge is power, and knowledge is what's going to enable you to grow. And I use it as a tool. And so, again, going back, it's relationships, it's failing and trying, and it's being curious.
That's great. Yeah, I think that those are all really, really, really awesome tips that I'm trying to incorporate in my daily life too. Do you think having a relationship capital is just as important or even more important than the money, the short-term money, the short-term money that you can get from these gigs or these, business operations?
The short answer, yes. Money is the least important asset. A lot of times companies think, oh, I can't be successful because I haven't raised any money. You don't need money if you know the right people. The right people can open doors for anything you're trying to accomplish, whatever business it is.
Yeah.
Example, you're a videographer.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what niche in videography you're looking for. What's your favorite?
Oh.
Lifestyle, entrepreneurship, sports, fitness, food.
I'm going to say
landscape, animals.
I'm going to say definitely lifestyle. I've been doing a little bit, some strictly SoCal commercials for Grant, and I've been loving it right now. It's very fun to go out to the beach and just film, get some drone shots, and just kind of mash it up on one edit. I think I love that so much. But yeah, lifestyle, a lot of lifestyle.
So knowing it's lifestyle, and for those who didn't watch one of our last episodes when we had Grant on, go to Strictly SoCal and make sure you buy his clothing. It's awesome SoCal gear.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm trying to be if I want to be focusing on the lifestyle, let's say we're talking and I know 4 or 5 top lifestyle influencers that are looking for videography work, just by us having a conversation in the relationship, and I make a phone call and get you the job, now you're doing the exact work you've always wanted to do. If I gave you $1 million and you were sitting here, you can't still get that relationship. You can start doing the work. You have $1 million bucks, but how are you going to spend it? How are you going to achieve what you want? Money helps us go. It's fuel, but it's not the car.
That's true.
The humans we know that can open those doors change everything for a business overnight.
Yeah.
And so I have a book on relationship capital called Relationship Bank Account. And in that book, I asked a lot of some of them are famous, some of them are successful, but a lot of my friends that have achieved immense success, 3 questions. And I asked them all one question is, would you rather have $1 million or would you rather know 1,000 people really well? And almost all of them want the 1,000 people really well. Yeah. So that's the currency. And when you're in college, make friends. I mean, my number 1 core value is make friends and my second one is have fun. That's what you need to be focused on. And when I say make friends, I don't mean go get beers with people. I mean, make real relationships where you can call me and I can call you and I can send a text. Hey, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? My daughter's looking to do some videography, needs a videographer. I can call you and say, hey, Enoch, what are you doing? Are you free? Or you like, hey, free. Jeff, I see you need someone. I know you know so-and-so. Can you make an introduction? Like that kind of relationship is what I would be looking for.
That's so awesome. That definitely opened my mind to seeing how underrated doing free stuff really is. It's really underrated, I feel like.
It's only free in the moment. Remember that. It's only free in the moment. You're getting paid. You're just not getting paid today.
Whoa.
And that's what you got to think about is I can pay you $6 an hour or $10 an hour or $20 an hour to do something right now, or I can pay you $100 in a year for that same hour. Which would you rather?
$100?
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
That's what
I never
free
thought
is.
of it like that. That's awesome. Well, we learn a lot from Jeff, the master of this industry. So another question regarding college lifestyle and building a business is what is your system to not getting distracted and having the FOMO, like the fear of missing out when you're in the hustle and you're seeing all your friends in Cabo or Mexico right now having fun, getting beers and getting completely drunk, and you're just sitting there like with your notepad and you're just like, damn, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of college people would have that exact same moment and they're just like, is this worth it?
It's tough. That goes to balance, right? So when I was younger, I can tell you I always got good grades and I wasn't the most popular guy in school, but I had a lot of friends and popular enough. And I would watch a lot of my friends do a lot of fun things and I had to miss out on because of academics or because I was focusing on bettering myself.
Yeah.
I had mentors that always said, be kind to your future self. And so you just got to ask yourself, what do you really want? If you're like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow's going to take care of itself. I'm only young once. Go to the parties. Go to Cabo, right? But still, you can be benefiting yourself while you're in Cabo.
That's true.
You can find ways, like you could bring your camera down there and do a whole video of the lifestyle down in Cabo for your portfolio, for your book. If you're selling clothing, you can bring it with you and try to sell it to the locals and say, hey, who doesn't want, this?
Yeah.
If I'm Everbowl and I go down there, can I scope out a few Everbowl locations? I mean, I can still do those things and still use some of that time to promote what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So you don't have to just go 100% or 0, but you can't spend, if you want to party and live in the moment, you're going to always be living in the moment.
Yeah.
And if you really want to be successful, you have to weigh how much you have to invest for tomorrow today. And so that's what I would recommend is, yes, there's always FOMO. That's okay. Because we've all gone to some of those, and then the next day, like, yeah, it was good, but which would you rather? And it's a game I always play. I play a personal game of which would I rather, and I play the worst case scenario of both of them. So you invite me to Cabo, and I have to make a choice between going or staying and working on my career.
Yeah.
Would I rather go to Cabo and not elevate my career? And how does that make me feel? Or would I rather skip Cabo, have FOMO and watch my friends have a good time, but elevate myself so I'll make $1 million faster? I'd rather do the miss Cabo.
Yeah, because then with that $1 million, you can spend, like 5% of it on a good trip. Even then, that'll be probably, more fun than Cabo, hopefully.
I mean, yes, and money isn't everything, but not having money sucks. Yeah. And I can tell you, if you're going into entrepreneurial, yes, we all want to be rich.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, but a lot of people say money isn't everything. It doesn't buy happiness. It doesn't buy happiness, but it is an amazing tool to help you become happy. Like, I love giving. I love doing for others. I don't have to worry about paying my bills, so I get to do those things. If I had to worry about paying my bills tomorrow, I'm not sitting here with you, right? Yeah. I'm out hustling every second of the day, and I have the power of being much older than you. I'm almost 40. So
you don't look like you're 40. You look like you are 25, 26.
I appreciate it. Can we have that run a few times? Let that be an advertisement.
40 is 26. 26.
A lot of my peers who did go to do all the Cabo stuff and never focused on their future, they can't go to Cabo today. Now they have FOMO. So the FOMO will shift. Right? I get to do and have experiences today that I didn't have then, but I get to do them with resources, knowledge, wisdom, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So don't make your college years the best years of your life, because college is only 4 years. Make college the foundation for the rest of your life. Yeah. Have fun while you're doing it, but set yourself up so your whole life is college. And that's what it's more important to me.
Whole life is college. That would be the dream. Like, doing work, but at the same time you're just having fun, like half the other time, while still maintaining your business and growing it. That's a great perspective.
Hey everyone, just wanted to take a second to say how incredibly grateful we are for all of our listeners, and I want to hear from you. Your feedback is greatly appreciated, and it will only help us make this show better for you. So any questions you have, click the link in the show notes below and let us know. Now, back to the episode.
Another question that I want to ask is, when life brings you down, as a lot of, when you're building a business, I'm sure there's so many roadblocks, there's so many, and I know most of it is just, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? What's your system when dealing with anxiety, stress? Like, how do you cope with that when it happens?
Well, it's tough. Anxiety is something I deal a ton with as well. I have days where I wake up and I have, feelings of I'm not good enough, or this isn't going to work, or second guessing things. And the emotions are real. I do a few things. Number one, I address them. I don't try to be a tough guy and not say that they're real.
Yeah.
So I have a 5-minute pity party that I like to do with myself. Like, when things don't go my way, I set a timer on my phone for 5 minutes. And for 5 minutes, I embrace all of them. I scream, I cry, I curse, I hit the wall. I say it's not fair. Like when COVID shut my restaurants down for 5 minutes, it was like I was really upset.
Yeah.
Then the alarm goes off and it's like, well, I can keep being a victim. I can keep feeling sorry for myself. I can keep feeling all this anxiety.
Yeah.
Or I can start moving forward. So what do I do to move forward is I set very obtainable, small, micro goals.
Yeah.
Today was a great example. I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a rough night of sleep today. And I even talked about it on my little broadcast channel. Like, I was struggling to get up. I just was dealing with a lot of, I have a lot of things I'm working on right now. And my book's coming out, my podcast, and a bunch of stuff. And I felt like, hey, you know what? I don't know if it's all going to work. I don't know if I'm doing a good job. This, that, and the other. And then I set micro goals for the day. Goal 1, do a workout. Because, again, start with yourself.
Yeah.
Goal 2, eat a healthy breakfast. Well, I can do those two things. Yeah. But those are easily obtainable goals. Yeah. Once I accomplish those, the anxiety subsides, because now I already accomplished 2 incredible things that are going to be better for me, and I'm on the winning streak. Oh, yep, I want to do this, I want to do this. Like, in the military, they ask you to make your bed, and it's because start every day accomplishing a task, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing in life. Like, when you're dealing with anxiety, find out like what it is that you have all the anxiety, finals, grades. Am I going to get into graduate school? Am I going to get into, those things? Those are big issues in college. And take a step back and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to study for the next hour, and I'm going to make sure I mastered whatever the subject matter is.
Yeah.
That's an obtainable goal. Once you do that, it's like, yeah, look, I don't know what grade I'm going to get on the test, but I know I can learn this one thing. Just go learn that one thing, and then learn the next thing. And if there's this much information, like when I was in law school, I just broke it down into bite-sized pieces and start accomplishing them. And it's Kaizen. It's just getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And for me, that makes the anxiety go away because I retake control of something that I don't have control of.
Yeah. That's a great way of thinking about dealing with anxiety. I think a lot of the times, especially college students, with a lot of things going on with like their personal life as well, and their social life, and their academics, their future. I think a lot of people live in the future rather than living in the present. They're always so worried about, oh my God, am I going to get a job? How am I going to pay the bills? I mean, it's getting so expensive to live in San Diego now. Or just in California, just in general. Like if I want to stay in California, like how do I even manage this? It's like I think sometimes just take a step back and just work it by one small goal, and then kind of work through that. Do you ever reward yourself in these small? Do you ever set like small goals and then kind of reward yourself just so that you can kind of motivate yourself to go beyond?
I used to, for sure.
Okay.
I used to do little things like if I accomplish or when I accomplish these 3 things, I'm going to watch the football game or watch the Lakers game. I'm a diehard sports fan, so I always want to watch these games, and I'm like in the middle, like especially when I was in school, like when I was studying for law school. I'll give an example. Back in school, Evander Holyfield. Excuse me. When I was in law school, it was not Evander Holyfield. It was a Floyd Mayweather fight, and
love Floyd.
I wanted to watch the fight.
Yeah.
And I was not ready for my exam. And so I hit record. I saved it. Back then we didn't have on demand, so I had to legitimately record it on,
You're committed.
I had a VHS recording. We'll go way back in time. But I recorded it on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
And once I studied and accomplished and knew this one subject matter, I was going to stop and watch the fight. Like that's an easy little reward. I didn't have money, so those are the kind of rewards I did.
Yeah.
But these systems allow us to hit success.
Mm-hmm. As someone that's always on social media and you're representing your brand on social media, do you think social media has more of a harm to society or a positive effect? Or do you think it's a great tool in the way you use it?
I think overall it's a harm to society.
Okay.
I think it's breaking the fabrics of society and culture. It doesn't mean we won't rebuild to something better once we figure it out. But right now, like all things, when new technology or new things come, things break.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are feeling this FOMO or feeling anxiety because they see highlight reels. They see on my social media, oh, I'm with this person and I'm with Drew Brees and I'm here doing this and I'm with Shaq, and they think that that's my whole life. What they don't see is all the negative stuff, all the things that I'm in the same position you are, filled with anxiety. I didn't sleep last night. I have stresses too, and we don't know how to showcase that on social media very well, or some of us don't do it at all.
No.
So it's a permanent highlight reel. And so for a lot of people, they see this and they're in their jobs or they're in school and they don't have those same small micro moments that seem so cool.
Yeah.
And so they feel like, hey, you know what? My life sucks. Look at all these people living this best life. I don't have it. The truth is we all deal with the same challenges, obviously in different severities. So I think in that aspect, it's broken society. But at the same time, if you use it as a tool, it can elevate your personal brand. It can elevate your company. It can elevate your opportunities. You can showcase it in the right way. And I'm trying to figure out how to use social media better. I need to learn from you guys in college, like how better to use TikTok, because my TikTok game sucks. Right? I don't know how to use TikTok.
You know what? It's going to get better here from this day and on. It's going to get better. You're going to see Jeff everywhere on your For You page. But yeah, I think social media it does a lot of harm. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of times where I'm on social media, I'm just like the whole Cabo thing. It was this week. I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, like, is this worth it? Is the work that I'm doing, is it worth it? Or should I just give up and I just go to Cabo, get drunk, get a few beers, and just get absolutely hammered? You know what I mean? But I do realize that social media does connect you with people that you would have not been connected without Instagram. Or I think how I met Serafina and Grant was actually through Instagram. So I'm glad that worked out. I'm glad something good out of social media worked out. But I think it can be good in some sorts of ways. But definitely realizing the lots of negative impacts that it can have on you.
I think you're right. I think it has so many positives as well, and we are going to learn how best to use it.
Yeah.
As a society, individually, everyone should be using it, and they should be using it right.
Yeah.
And so those are the steps. But I want to thank you so much for coming on another episode of Back to the Basics. Yeah. For anyone who needs a videographer, especially if you are in the lifestyle phase, how can they find you? What's the best way?
Enoch Lieu, ENOCHLIEU, no space, no caps. If you want a videographer in San Diego or strictly SoCal, hit me up and we can make it work.
I highly recommend you hit him up. His work is awesome. I'm going to use him. So thank you, Enoch, for coming so on, man. Jeff. This was fun.
You're awesome. You're absolutely awesome.
And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Back to the Basics with Jeff Fenster. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Hey everyone, first I want to thank all of you for tuning in. And if you guys haven't heard about my new book, Relationship Bank Account, click the link in the show notes or search the title on Amazon. This book is packed with all my secrets to success in both relationships and life. Make sure to pick up a copy, and if the book helps you on your journey, let us know by leaving a review. I appreciate all of you and can't wait to see you on the next one.